What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another agent call review. I'm actually going to do something a little different and stop it after the prospect talks, give you my feedback on what I would say, and then we'll listen to the agent. Then after that, we'll compare the two, see what you guys think. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop a comment down below of what you thought of the call.
Hey, this with yeah, hey, this is, I'm giving you a ring for the request you shot over for final expenses.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And just want to verify, all the information is up to date on our end. I have an email here as and, uh I'm gonna spell it.
Correct.
Okay, awesome. And then we have a beneficiary here as okay, awesome. Okay, so tell me a little bit about what's going on. How long you been looking?
I just started.
Started looking. Okay, and
Yes.
do you have anything or in place?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I just want to get some
Additional coverage? Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of explain how the process is and then also kind of introduce.
One thing that I just want to add in here real quick, I would have just asked, okay, so roughly how much coverage do you currently have? Just to kind of get an idea of where she's at. And sometimes that will get the prospect to actually tell you, oh, well, I want to get $100,000. That gives you a better idea of where you need to take the conversation as you get into it.
Okay.
Myself here. So just to catch you up to speed,
Okay.
I am a broker licensed through the State Department of Insurance. So there's about 39 companies out there that we can shop from within your state, and we just shop them all to get you
Okay.
qualified for the best rate. So, but before we can get into any kind of like numbers, there's a thing that we do is called a needs analysis, and pretty much is just like a conversation about what kind of final like kind of expenses that you want to take care of, what kind of budget you want to stay within, and then also add some discounts. Does that sound?
Okay, so I know that I said I was going to stop it after the prospect talks, but in this case, I just want to throw a little bit of feedback in there. Don't need to over explain exactly what you're going to do. Just tell them, look, I'm going to try to get you the best rate. And if they're a reasonable person, they'll understand all your questions. Too much explanation can get you into trouble, and that also causes you to say a few too many ums and ahs. So just keep that in mind. There's no need to explain everything that you are going to do because you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So we're adding additional coverage. Um, with the additional coverage, are we just trying to take care of try to take care of a traditional burial or something like that?
I want to be cremated.
Okay, so you want to be cremated. So are you just trying to leave like a financial gift behind, like some I love you money? Let's see what he says.
Cremated. Okay, understood. So this policy that this new one that we're looking at, is this probably just going to leave like a financial gift then, or this is going to take care of that?
I just want something for cremation
Cremation.
with this policy.
Okay, understood. Do you know the going rates by any chance? What the market looks like for cremation?
No,
So
I haven't checked. I just started
okay, yeah. So the market.
exploring this.
Yes, yeah. So the market for the cremation, those are running somewhere between 2,000 to somewhere between 7,000. So 2 to 7.
Hmm.
2 is just basic. But if your family wants to do something elaborate, like get titanium necklaces or something like that, it's going to cost a little bit more plus the service. So that's what we're looking at. Is that what you want to like find coverage for? Is it 7,000 or a little bit more?
Okay, so again, kind of over explaining, talking about a titanium necklace, all the other details, really aren't important. Really doesn't matter what the going rate for cremation is. Really, the goal is to find her budget and hit somewhere within that budget. So at this point, you know that she's looking for a small amount of coverage if she's just wanting to cover cremation. Really not necessary to go into great detail as far as how much coverage she's looking for. It's not a bad idea. And if she tells you, look, I just want to know what 5,000 is, then that's perfectly fine. Then you know what to go for because we're talking about a very small policy and someone who's very direct, given the fact that she's already got coverage. Something I would have actually asked earlier on is with her current policy. So when it comes to your current policy, I mean, roughly how long have you had that in place? And if she's not willing to tell you, then move on and go for the cremation, go for the small policy.
No, I want less than
Okay.
7,000. I want less than.
Okay.
I don't want to go over 5,000.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Okay. So we'll stay around the 5,000. And what does the budget look like for this?
Well, what do you have?
Mhm.
I mean, what do you offer? What's the lowest you offer
That's a good question. So
for my age?
yes. So what I could do is I could start plugging in some numbers now. So it is based on age and health. It looks like we have your height
Mhm.
here as
I'm just going to go ahead and skip through all the health details and get right to the quote.
so 5,000 is going to run us somewhere between 55 to 60. And the reason why I'm saying 55 to 60 is because
Too much.
too much. Okay. So do you want to go ahead and go?
What's the lowest plan you have?
Let's see what we have here. What is your budget? I could just shop your budget. Where do you want to stay on that?
What's the lowest plan you offer
Let's see here.
for 80 years?
Okay, let's see here. Because I think it's 4,000 or 5,000. Let me see if I can go lower than 4. So I got 4, and then 3. I'm just seeing how low we can go here.
Okay.
So it looks like we can go down to. Let me see this 2,500 here. So 2,500 would get us around like the 30. So if we're like in perfect health, we could do something around like 30 to like 31. And that
Okay.
is for the 2,500. Now also too,
Okay.
this one, the 31, this is a premium policy, so it's $1 more, but your family is going to save 30% on funeral costs. It's called a Sequoia Concierge Service. Really awesome plan.
Mhm.
So if this is what you're using it solely for cremation, they could save 30% on funeral costs,
Okay.
and they'll put more money in their
But
pocket.
I don't
Mhm.
I don't want a funeral. I want cremation.
Understood. Okay. Yep. So if they talk to the cremation or whoever's doing that, funeral home you're doing that with, this company is going to save you 30% on that. So just say cremation
Okay.
is like 2,000. Let me do 30% on that. So
Mhm.
30% would be they. So that's two. Let's just say I'm just going to say cremation is 2,500, right? I'm just going to kind of play it like that, and then they're going
Mhm.
to save $750. So 750.
Okay.
So actually, the cremation will only be. So if it was 2,500 minus 750, the cremation would only be like 1,700, and they get to pocket the
Mhm.
750. Or they can use that
Okay.
750 if they want to do something more elaborate with your cremation. They can add on some additional stuff with that too, as well.
Mm.
With the
Okay.
$1 more, you get that premium package. Is this something that you want to see if we could
Okay.
qualify today for?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So I just kind of want to explain how the process works. So the S is going to want two things from you. They're going to want your full social, so they're not doing a credit check, but they want to check your MIB, which is your Medical Information Bureau. They're just going to check your health history,
Mhm.
and they're also going to check your prescriptions. We didn't go into the health
Mhm.
questions. I would like to do that before we do that. Get into the application. Do you have any serious health conditions or any kind, or are you perfectly healthy? And then second, they are going to want the bank info to set up the payment for the date that you want the policy to start. Now, this carrier they only accept an account and routing number. But the good thing here is that they have true Social Security billing. So that means like if you have it like on the first or the third or the second, third, or fourth Wednesday, there's no payment due today. We could set that out for next month.
Listen to how much he explains what's going on and what the company doesn't do. That is something you really want to avoid. You don't want to talk about what the company doesn't do. Yeah, all companies don't do something, but you don't want to necessarily talk about that or bring that up because it's not a negative. It makes it sound negative that, oh, well, they only accept a checking account. So you definitely want to make sure that you're asking. Really, with this client, the easiest way to ask in this situation would be, so your current policy comes out of your checking account, right? Very simple. It's just an assumptive statement with a question at the end. So it kind of forces them to say, yeah, it comes out of my checking, or no, that's linked to my Direct Express card. Then you don't have to ask that or state it as he did. Also notice there's a lot of over explaining. Again, there you can explain all you want once you've made the sale, but none of it matters unless you actually make that sale. And on top of it, all those details really aren't a big deal until they actually qualify. So you could talk about all these things that they could potentially get, but if they don't qualify, which you run into that quite often, if they don't qualify, then they can't get it anyway. So now you've promised them something that they're never going to get. So remember, keep the details short and sweet. As I always say, succinct and to the point.
And what is the name of this company? That's the name of the insurance company?
Yep. And they're
Yeah,
also
okay.
A rated and also backed by the Better Business Bureau. And I got some statistics here. They're really a really good company. They've been around for 100 years, and I can get you here. They've been around for a long time. 1907. That's when they were established, and they're based out.
Okay.
So very
And
good company.
do they have a 2-year wait period?
That's a good question. No. So those health questions I just asked you, you qualify for day one coverage. So there's no waiting period.
Okay.
A better way to state that is, okay, so as long as we qualify, no, you will have day one coverage. The way he stated it is as if she already qualifies. Again, assuming before they actually have something. Now, if she doesn't wind up qualifying, she's going to be mighty upset, and you're not going to be able to pivot at all because now you've backed yourself into a corner.
Okay. Well, I don't want to give out my bank account and Social Security number at this time because I am looking into other companies.
Okay.
So could I have your name and number?
Yeah. Let me do this for you. I'm gonna send you over my my business card so you can actually see my face too.
Can you email it to me?
Yep. Yes, let me do this. Let me see if I can email it because I have a screenshot, but I will email it to you. Let me see if your email.
Okay.
So I have your email because we went over it in the beginning of the call.
All right, so as you can hear, he doesn't wind up with the sale, probably for a couple reasons. One, she has been shopping, and he really didn't get a full-on commitment from her that she is ready to actually commit to this. But then on top of it, a lot of over-explaining, which tends to sow doubt into the client. So you definitely want to make sure. He had some really high points there, some spot-on questions. But again, I think just the over explaining and trying to explain exactly who the company is and how long they've been around, I don't think she was necessarily going for that. She was just asking for the name. And then the extra explanation added to the doubt in her. At any rate, guys, do me a favor, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop a comment down below of what you thought of the call. See you guys in the next one.
Subscribe now to be a Fexpert. Do it.